sufficient, and your mercy is countless. My heart is beating to the sound of your voice. Wake up in the morning and feel the breeze. Yes, I am alive. I am alive. My heart is still breathing. I am alive. Yes, I am alive. I am alive. And I am still breathing. I am alive. Alive. Many never get the chance to wake up. Many never get the chance to see the next day. Many never get the chance to say goodbye. Lord, I'm so thankful.
You're listening to Positive Radio with Auntie Dana. Yeah, man, keep it locked. Dan will say that.
For each morning I wake, through my trials you have kept me. Through my pain you have healed me. Through my sorrows you brought me comfort. Through my struggles you were there for me. No one can take your place. When challenges come my way, Lord, please don't let me stray. Thank you for your unwavering grace. Yes, I am alive. I am alive. My heart is still beating. I am
Tune in to Positive Radio 106.9
I am alive.
Yonkers, New Russia, the Bronx. Positive Radio is not a religious radio. We deal with positive around it. No negativity. Keep it locked.
I am alive. Alive. Thank you for your unwavering grace. Thank you for life you have given me. Thank you, Lord, you have set me free. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Lord. You have the Lord, your grace is sufficient. Your mercy is countless. I'm alive. I am alive. I'm alive. My heart is still beating. I am alive. Yes, I am alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. And I am still breathing. I am alive. Yeah, I am alive.
Hey, Auntie Dana, anything nice, you play it twice.
I give thanks for life. Lord, your grace is sufficient, and your mercy is countless. My heart is beating to the sound of your voice. Wake up in the morning and feel the breeze. Yes, I am alive. I am alive. My heart is still breathing. I am alive. Yes, I am alive. I am alive. And I am still breathing. I am alive. never get the chance to wake up. Many never get the chance to see the next day. Many never get the chance to say goodbye. Lord, I'm so thankful for each breath that I take. I will be forever grateful for each morning I wake. Through my triumphs you have kept me. Through my pain you have healed me. Through my sorrows you brought.
Let me say a pleasant good afternoon, 106.9 Positive Radio right here in New York. Good afternoon to you, Sister Janet. Hey, Queen, how are you? Janet Braham, God bless you. Thank you for coming. I also see Sister Linda Bandu. How are you, beautiful? Sister Linda, where do you live? I'm not sure. Are you living in the United States or are you in one of those far, far, far away countries? God bless you. Thank you for joining. And remember, it is indeed Let's Talk. And the only thing we crave on a Thursday night when we do come is the ability that you have to share. And so we're asking you to go ahead and share the broadcast, interact with us, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. Share whether you're on 106.9 Positive Radio. Good afternoon to all my listeners who are locked. Good afternoon to the Boogie Down Bronx. Good afternoon to Money Earning Mount Vernon, Yonkers, and of course, Lower Westchester. We are locked in the air. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is indeed Let's Talk. And we're going to be continuing what we started. It has not finished. It has not finished. And so we're going to be continuing the immigration conversation that we started the last time you saw Rosie and myself. We were talking about the immigration situation and how it affects us. One way or the other, it affects us, right? My only niece in America, Rebecca, it does affect us. If it doesn't affect you personally, it is affecting someone that you are close to. And so we are going to be having conversation. And if any of you out there have any immigration stories, any immigration updates, please feel free to be a part of this community. Call in. The telephone numbers are running at the bottom of your screen. If you are viewing via any of the applications, you will see the telephone numbers. Call in, share. You never know who you will bless, or you never know who you will save, because some of the times our testimonies save others. And the journey of immigration, back in the days, it wasn't immigration, it was you send for a ship and capture people, you understand, and they call that slavery. It still happens, it still happens. We're not free as we would want it to be. And so I'm going to greet every one of you well as we wait for Rosie to make herself available. The question is, I, Ureth Daily, I call us. The telephone number is there. Write them down. You don't have to give your name. We are not asking you for your name, your date of birth, and all of that. All we're asking is for you to share your story. How did you get to this country? What is the process? And is the current administration affecting your status? That's all we need to know. We also need to know, and if it's not for you, you could call in. We're going to be having a special guest, someone who have knowledge of immigration. I'm going to get Rosie in right now. Hello, Rosie. So where your voice there? Unmute the mic, no, my lady.
Yes, unmute. Good evening, good morning, good night, whatever time you are, wherever you are in the neck of the woods. Blessings and welcome to Let's Talk, another interesting topic. And Auntie Donna, it is strange enough that persons are asking about this particular topic because this is trending. This is what you call trending because every day something new comes up, some executive order, you know, and it's like persons maybe who were complacent and comfortable where they are, now their head spinning like a gig. For those who don't know what gig is, let me not get into that. Yeah. Yeah, or we could say like a headless chicken, because as you rightly said earlier, that if it doesn't affect you in one way, it will definitely affect you or your family members or your friends in one way or another. Or if you are settled in the country, remember the decisions that are being made or have been made will affect us in one way or another. The tariffs, etc. Yes. So nobody sit back and say, "Oh no, that I don't business with them because I'm straight." Your better business.
Exactly. And that is the new word for tariff. It is the new word right now, right? Tariff.
Yeah.
Tariffs. When what is tariff? But that is not the show. That is not the show. We may have to deal with tariff
Yeah,
another.
that's that. Yeah, we're talking about immigration, but you know, because all of these things, the decisions that are being made, you know, outline some of these things as well. But we're gonna stick to our topic of immigration.
Absolutely. Okay, so welcome, Rosie. You're looking gorgeous and royal as usual, as always. You come prepared. I'm glad you wear the makeup and the lipstick for me and you.
Lord,
Yes, don't stop wearing the makeup lipstick for me and you because you understand. So good to have you. Our community understand that when they don't see us, we are busy. It's not that we don't want.
yeah.
Our heart is willing, but the situation, you understand, is weak. So we gotta have to just take us
Yeah.
where to get us, right, guys? And so I want to welcome everyone. I see Natalie Young is in the house. Good afternoon. I see those of you who are behind the scenes on Facebook and YouTube. Good afternoon to you and welcome to Let's Talk. We're broadcasting out of the studios of Positive Radio 106.9, located in the city of Mount Vernon. And I want to greet those of you who are locked in listening, the taxi drivers, them. Big up on yourself. I'm getting a whiff to Rosie that the replays are being played during the daytime and the taxi drivers are listening to it with their audience, with their cab, you know,
Nice.
with their
That's
passengers.
a good thing.
And so we want to big up the taxi man, them. We want to big up those who are on in the Boogie Down Bronx. That's always have us locked. God bless you. God bless you. And once again, as we said, tonight we're going to continue what we started, and we started off in immigration. As it regards, Rosie, you did mention if any new. Did you have anything new you personally want to add? Because I do have something new. Did you have anything new you want? Any new news for today?
Not really, no, no.
All right.
Except that I was basically focusing on the immigration
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's still immigration. So
Oh, oh,
today's news is
okay, okay. Listen, every day something change. I can't keep up. I
I
got to be a Shelley or a Usain Bolt to keep up.
well, I thank God for Google. Big up yourself, Google, because Google tell us what happens today. And
Mhm.
I'm being cautious in mentioning certain words or names. So I'm just gonna say the administration, and everybody know the administration that we're talking about has paused the processing of certain green cards application. This is today's news. If you file for somebody or your green card is in, uh, and your green card status is in, the current administration has paused the processing of certain green card application as the US government continues to implement a hardline immigration agenda. CBS News reported that approved refugees are part of the processing freeze as the White House enact an effort to more aggressively vet immigrants to the United States. The move is likely to leave some immigrants granted refugee in the US in limbo. So, this move is likely to leave some of the immigrants who were granted refuge in the United States in limbo, with the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, claiming the pause is necessary to carry out two executive actions on immigration signed by the president. So, if you realize that there's a slowdown on the green card application or it's not moving, it's happening. And this is today's news. Let me continue to read one more paragraph. The USCIS, which is the United States Citizens and Immigration, is placing temporary pause on finalizing certain adjustment status application pending the completion of additional screening and vetting to identify potential fraud, public safety, or national security concerns in alignment with the president. The adjustment of the status is the process by which individuals can apply to become lawful permanent residents or green card holders. And that is where I will stop that news for today.
Wow. That's like a mouthful, because truth be
Green,
told,
everybody who have their green card thing application in, it's on pause. Today, this is today's news.
yeah, because they say they are doing more vetting and stuff like that. So can you imagine if the process was long before, much in comparison to now, what the wait time is going to be? You understand? And I mean, I think it's normal processing in terms of, I personally think that they had these things implemented before, but they were not enforced. That's just my opinion.
So are you
As much.
so are you saying that the previous administration had them in place or no?
I think so.
Previous
I
administration, meaning
Yeah,
previous,
but they were not as enforced as now. I don't think it's anything new. Um, that's my opinion still.
yeah.
I don't think these things are anything new, but they are now being enforced
Okay.
under this administration.
Okay. Okay. All right. Point taken. Point taken. Let me greet a couple of persons. I see we have some bright persons on the broadcast tonight. Mr. Garfield Angus out of the Jamaica Information Service is in the house.
Woo.
Garfield, feel free to call in. You can use my WhatsApp and participate. We would love some opinions. Garfield, directly. You can call me on my WhatsApp telephone, and you can be invited into the show tonight. I see Donna Loftus. Good afternoon, Donna. Good afternoon and welcome, guys. Do remember to share the broadcast as you coming. The information that we have here could very well help someone that is close to you. All right, so that's what I have for you, Rosie. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is that I personally think that with these additional changes, and it's like every day is something new from Google, in the news, in the papers, wherever, whatever medium. And I think persons are very much unsettled. They are depressed. It's like they're confused. It is just too much to handle for some people, because they don't know if they're going, they don't know if they're coming. You can you imagine you sitting down waiting on an answer or some follow up on your application, and you're not hearing nothing. You don't know if it is going to come through or not. The level of uncertainty is really making people very, very distraught at this point in time. But I want to ask this question. Like for person, because I've seen like in the newspaper, yesterday's Observer, I saw where Observer, the Jamaica Observer, wrote in their headline that there are certain countries that are now on the banned list, and they list out a number of those countries as well. And I'm saying, my God, I don't really hear Jamaica on it, but what about those persons? You maybe even on the platform, you have Haitians, you have Venezuelans who are very much law-abiding citizens, and you see that pop up. How do you feel? How you deal with that? You have family members back home, or you have families here, whatever. How do you feel about the situation? We want to talk about those things as well.
Yes,
Eh,
and do remember as well, we want to talk about that, and we would also want to talk about if you have an immigration story, if you have an
yeah.
immigration nightmare.
Funny enough, Auntie Donna, today I was scrolling when I was sending you some of those clips, and I saw this young lady, and she was talking about her journey. And a lot of people, especially in Christendom, we know that we trust God and trust His timing. We trust Him. But when you see the things happening, does your faith waver? I have to ask these questions.
I'm not kidding you. It's you realize that traveling can change these days. Like if
Yeah.
you get on an airplane, it doesn't matter what you look like. We have a call coming in. Let's get to the call. Good afternoon and welcome.
My nice, too decent, clean, pretty auntie. How are you guys?
Me clean
Wait.
my brush up, my bubble down.
Me no know Rose she have a run Rose I run down. She want to take away your color now, auntie. But
No,
anyway,
she a hang around good company, man.
yeah, so something that's so about now.
I can't bother with her, I can't bother with her.
So me I say no, auntie. Me a citizen in America, and me no safe. Everybody no safe.
Yes.
Nobody no safe. So it never make no sense. And the truth me attack, auntie. In a big cities in America, me never safe. I
Exactly.
truth me attack.
That is exactly what I was about to say. Because
Yes. Your cities now it no make no sense. So then
Wow.
then talk truth now. You have to come out and you have to come do what you have to do.
wow.
And although your cities you have to look behind you like then it's a gunman you look out for.
You're citizens what you weren't born here, and that is
Yes.
the thing. This is not
Yes.
your born land.
Yes. Auntie, listen me I tell you. My son Barney and my son fear to go outside.
Dear, see?
Don't let them say, Mommy, please. Don't let them sell me. Don't let them catch me. I said, no, my son.
Oh
But if you
God.
can remember, in bad ear.
Oh God.
In bad ear. Me no can come in bad ear. And in afraid.
Rebecca, you are a
Mm.
person on the street. What is happening on the street? Tell me. What is
But,
the
all right.
fear
Me
from the
that street rat. So watch what me look on it no auntie. Anyway, me let see the code. Me no this is not an angry person. And when me dey on the street, auntie, you use your eye left side and center. And if you even see like a bling light, a blue light, you just spring your wall. Because it's not good for the boots, good for the gander.
Okay. So
Yes,
for
and
those who don't
you,
understand, can I explain?
yes, darling.
All right. So what Rebecca just said is she will be on the street. She does not hang out in groups and crowd. And if
No.
she's walking and she see the blue light, you know what the blue light spinning means, she's just
Mm-hmm.
turning back and going right back where she came. She's not even
Yes.
heading towards the blue light because
You don't know what's happening.
goose and gander something.
No, and every goose. I know anything is good for the goose, good for the gander. Because listen, sometimes in the auntie and I give you, but you make a step, you just get
Caught up
the
in
net.
it. A lot of people, yes.
A lot of people get caught up in that. And my mother said, listen me, anything where you can manage, cut and run.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anything where you can manage, cut and run.
Yes.
That
Yes.
means listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because me I tell you, say my son, me born ya, me born ya. He my fret like no tomorrow.
My God.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Oh
My
my.
fret like
Crazy.
no tomorrow. Me say keep your kid quiet. Yes.
Thank you. And I want somebody who is listening to us right now who think
Yes.
that all of this is a hype, who think that we are making a big to do, call into the show. And when you do call in, because you have some people among us who think that we are just sensationalizing these things and it's not so. If that person is
It's
listening, call
so.
and let us know.
And not
Yes.
everybody I go through the same thing. If you're straight, you still have to walk with all your ID and passport and all of them things there.
Mm.
Come on now. You not take a flip, but you have to walk with documents. And if them not trust them, I go carry you in. Come on.
Wow. Dear God. All right, Rebecca, thank you very much for
Yes,
taking us the
Nancy.
reports
Me
off
love
the
to you.
street. God bless you.
Big up yourself, Auntie Rosie.
Bless you. What?
Absolutely.
No, it is serious. It is serious. And you know what is funny? Normally, we would have that freedom of worship when you go to church and you would just sit and, enjoy the presence of the Lord, enjoy the praise and worship, enjoy the preaching, whatever you go there for. And like, no, it's like you have to be watching your back because you don't know if they were running on you because they have been threatening to do that as well.
Yes.
And it's not to frighten anybody, these things are happening. And I'm so happy that Rebecca is so open. She said her son actually is a citizen here, born here,
Born.
and he is afraid, much less me and others. It's just frightening, So do we I know people are using wisdom now. They stay indoors, or if they don't have to go to church, they stay online. They gone back to COVID days. They just worship online. But we know that worshiping online is just not the same
Not at
as
all.
when you meet with the people of God and so on. And being in your workplace, you're not safe. It is just uncomfortable. I just think it is very uncomfortable, an uncomfortable place to be. Trust me on that. But
It's
what
really
can we do to help motivate persons who might not be sorted out immigration wise? How do you deal with that? What do? You don't leave anything home. You don't want to go back home because you actually came here to seek a better life, in my opinion. I'm not talking about the criminals now, because if you come here and you choose to do otherwise, then I don't really sorry for you. But I'm talking about the law-abiding citizens, persons who are working, paying their taxes, etc. And they're upholding the laws of the land and so on. And these persons, I personally think they come here to seek a better life because might not be going on home. And so they have not been sorted out. How you deal with that? How do you motivate someone like that, to sort him or herself out?
not only that. You have people who are here for decades and
Yes.
haven't sorted themselves out. Sometimes I wonder if we should have lumped them with the criminals them too. Right? Because what are some of the reasons why you wouldn't seek? Like if you're here for over 20 years and you did not do anything about getting your status updated. And of course, we know the backstory to reason why persons not do that. They don't want to be legalized because they don't want to pay taxes. They don't want to do all of the. There's are some of the reason why some people don't sort out themselves. They will get on government programs and so forth and so on because they are illegal, so they don't want to, so they will come work the money and send it back home, big the big goals, and when them ready them go on. I pray somebody like that is on the broadcast, because if you have to go back home, at least you have something to go back to. But what if you don't, and you buy the clothes and the car and
Eyelash and yeah.
eyelash and hair and all of those things? What if you do that?
Yeah, and I personally think too that some persons is out of complacency. They come, and as I said, because it wasn't really enforced, you get comfortable. So you have time on your hand, and you're getting this done, and you're getting that done, and you found this program. So you find it in yourself that, oh, I'm good. So
Let me
now
say,
that this thing, hmm?
Rosie, I don't understand how people get complacent in that when you know that you're not legal, right? You must purpose in your mind when you leave Jamaica, say, you know what? Me, I go get myself sorted out. If me I go do A, we not go call out the ways that they can get sorted out. B or C. Me I go look for A for do whatever or B for look do whatever. That is should be your, isn't that what is on most sensible people mind though?
I'm happy you use the word sensible.
You know, isn't that what is on most sensible people mind? Because I know to know is what about 7 years ago, I invited this girl here in the States. And she came, I invited her, meaning that
Mm.
she didn't, it was her first, she got her visa and she come and 1, 2, 3, me tell her what to do, show her what to do. And home girl get our paper long before people that was here. It was purpose. She come, she said, oh, boom, 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 boom. Home girl straight. Less than 7 years. As a matter of fact, at that time, it could be less than 5 years. Because I think when she touched base with me recently, she said she must have our citizenship. She was purpose. I don't understand how you could want to come to this country and your end result is not to get yourself sorted out.
Auntie Donna, you have to understand that people have different objectives, right? And that's the problem. Not everybody think like how some other persons think. Some persons is just for the hype. They come, they see family and friends living this lavish lifestyle. So you just enjoy it, not thinking about the repercussions of it. If the what if. You understand? And so now when it comes down to this, it's like everybody running up and down. And you're right, there are a lot of persons here for many, many years and made no effort whatsoever to sort themselves out by whatever means necessary.
Well, I
You
do hope
know?
if you're living here and the opportunity presents itself that you will sort yourself out. Because especially if you don't make plans for what is to come. And I'm saying this because we don't know. Me don't know if my number call Rosie. Stush said she just buy pure food when she did come here.
Okay.
Here around Wigan, she just buy pure food, you know? So big up yourself, Stush.
Yeah, but at least she's been honest. But the fact of the matter is that everybody's objective differs. Some
I
people it's just for the hype. I'm telling you.
think. Yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of scene. Yeah. So I think our guest is here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest. And I'm gonna allow Rosie to do the introduction and then I'll bring him on camera. So go ahead, Rosie, and introduce. From here on, Rosie, you're in charge. I
Oh
am
no. We are in charge. Well, our community is out there listening, and I know you want to ask questions when that time comes. Feel free to ask your questions. So tonight with us, I really appreciate him coming, Mr. Lloyd Simpson. He is an immigration consultant. Oh yes, Lord, look at him. He's
hello,
an immigration
hello, Mr.
consultant.
Simon.
Yes, he operates out of Georgia. He's an ex-military man as well, and he's also a tax preparer. So we will talk about that later. But we want to get into the meat of the matter. We are actually talking about immigration, and you hear what he's called an immigration consultant. So tonight, Mr. Simpson, happy to have you. He's from LWS Multi Services. Multi Services. The name speaks for itself.
Talented, talented.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Happy to
Thank
have you
you.
tonight. So we were having a discussion earlier, and we were saying that in this time of uncertainty, a lot of people get depressed, and some persons confuse all different kind of emotions. are in people's heads as it relates to this new administration enforcing. Because I was saying to Auntie Donna that some of the things basically, because you know we had the discussion up to last night that some of the things are not new, they are just now being enforced. Let us hear what you have to say about the whole immigration process and persons, what advice you would give to persons who might be experiencing rather this kind of uncertainty in their heads and them confused. What do you have to say about that?
First of all, good night. Thank you for having me tonight. You ladies look absolutely beautiful and stunning.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to be a part
Oh,
of your community.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to break you. I forgot to introduce you to my host, Miss Donna Moore Stewart. Boy, I tell you, I'm so glad to see you and happy to have you, sir.
We're happy to have you. I don't feel like he's a stranger, and I think the feeling is mutual. I think he feels very at home and comfortable right where he is. And
Yes.
so it's okay. Go ahead, jump in. I know time is of the essence because I know you're busy as well. But I want to be able to ensure that the community get as much information as possible from you, the expert. So go ahead, Mr. Simpson, and take it from here.
All right. So once again, good evening. Happy to be here. There's a lot, as you say, a lot of uncertainty, and a lot of people would say, are lost in a maze right now. A lot of people don't understand that even your application that you file for your adjustment of status has become a lot more complicated, and it's done that way to trick you up. So if you're not versed in it, you make a mistake, this is their reason for denial. On top of that, the fees, as you say, have also increased with certain things. Before, you could get your work permit included in your I-485 package for adjustments of status. Now your work permit application has a fee attached to it. So a lot of people don't know all of that. The I-485 form, which was 14 pages long, just to tell you, when I started doing this, it was literally about 10 pages long. And now it is 24 pages long. And with that, you have to have, they ask so much detailed questions. But it's the yin and the yang, because what they're moving from now is the in-person interview. So they ask you all of these questions up front so that you can provide it. If you can provide it, guess what? Most of the time you don't get an in-person interview. The other navigational part is with documents. Okay, am I illegal? So let's just get to the meat of the matter. If you came here and you overstay, your path to adjustment is a lot easier than someone who, say, sneak into the country. So if you come and you overstay, yeah, you can change your status. However, you are out of status, so technically, yes, you are illegal in the United States. So what we do here, we help people to recognize what their path is and assist them with getting to that path. And
Wow.
any questions?
No, that wasn't a question. I am when you're talking, I am giving the community information. So keep going. I'm just going back over to let them know that they want to eliminate the in-person interviews. That's
Yes.
what you said. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. And as you see, the deportation is ramping up, but most of it, to be honest with you, is the hardened criminals. If you happen to get caught up in a sweep, then you got caught up in a sweep. But I would say, yeah, get yourself together as soon as you can.
Okay. Just to interject, one question. You're saying that most of these persons who are being deported or targeted are hardened criminals.
Mhm.
You're saying because other persons may think that, oh, it's because I'm illegal, they're going from door to door and trying to grab people because they're illegal. You're saying it is not so.
It's not. Is not so. The resources and the manpower is not there for that. However,
Oh,
they will target a certain area based on certain things. And if you're in one of those targeted areas and you happen to get stopped, then you understand it can happen to you. But as long as you're in process, and in process mean that you have filed your paperwork, you have a receipt number and all of that, you're now in process. So once you're in process, you, you have to be given the opportunity to sort yourself out because you're now in process. It's not like if you get caught up and you don't have anything, then you don't have a case to argue.
mhm.
Okay.
Okay. I know these questions might be technical, but I know that persons on our community, in our community online here,
Mhm.
a lot of people come in the country in different ways.
Yep.
So, like, for example, if you come through the border, right,
Mhm.
and you come into the country and you get a number, as opposed to you just come over the border and get nothing at all, what
Mhm.
will happen in that case?
So if you get a number as an asylum seeker, sorry,
Mhm.
um, then technically you again are in process because you were given an opportunity to come into the country. You didn't
Oh,
just sneak in and you don't have anything to show how you came in, that you were inspected or anything like that.
okay, okay. Cool.
Hmm.
So I hope our community is listening, and a lot of persons are, maybe afraid to talk about their status based on what, how they get in the country.
Hmm.
But do you think that what is happening is a good thing, or is it a bad thing in your opinion?
With the immigration situation,
Yes, yes, with the immigration.
yes, there are persons who come here um on, what would you say, a less than desirable path, and there are people who are here who are also just struggling to make it. You know, I believe that our immigration policies should have been taken care of a long time ago. We should have made it an easier way of streamlining a person who has been here, who decide to come here and decide that they want to stay. There should have been an easier way or easier path for them to sort themselves out. As for if it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's never a good thing to be ripped away from your home or ripped away from your loved ones because what, you know, you're here, again, yes, you are here illegally. And I would say, hey, get yourself um, sorted out. Persons who come through the border without any sort of inspection, or even those who came and got a number, I would say seek out immigration attorney, seek out people like myself who can give you the advice you need to move forward. Because some people come in because they get comfortable, they just say, "Oh, I'm good. I am working. I'm making money. I have a place. Some even get a cars." But guess what? When it catch up with you, it's going to be harder for you to rectify your situation.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I see the community speaking. Auntie Donna, you have anything to put in? Any questions you'd like to ask? And feel free to ask your questions online if you don't want to call in. Ask your questions online. Mr. Sims is here to answer because I'm not so versed in that.
All right.
And I'm sure, don't cut your Auntie Donna. I'm sure by the time he leaves here, he'll get some clients. I can tell you that.
I don't have much. I mean, he's making everything for me clearer. as it regards to the fear factor that is going on. Because of social media, it seems like one fear just sort of spread and you think it happens everywhere. But I'm happy that he clarified to the community that once you have your documentation in the system already, you you should not worry. They're not going to just deport you like that. You have a reason to be there. And I'm happy how we made it clear as well that they're targeting the less desirable human beings among us, the one who are into, the illicitness, the murder, that kind of thing. Those are the ones that are being deported right now. This is the first phase is to get those out. So I'm happy. So if you do not fall in this category, you can just relax a little bit. If your documentation is in, you can relax a little bit, right? Now, as it regard traveling, talk to me, Mr. Simpson, about persons traveling and the fear people have of traveling. What can happen?
Okay, so are we talking um
If you go to
advanced parole travel?
local, domestic flights and international flights.
Well, persons are still traveling. You again, you said it right. Social media have a way of putting fear in people
Mhm.
that makes you don't even want to go outside.
Mhm.
Um, would I suggest you travel unless you have to? I would say I wouldn't do it. But if you can still travel, as long as you have a valid passport, because persons who come here on vacation and visiting, they are allowed to move around the country freely. So you can travel within the United States with your valid passport. Okay.
Say that again. A lot of people not doing it. I say that again for me, Mr. Simpson.
Again, like I said, you are allowed to move around in the continental United States with as long as you have a valid passport, a valid ID, you can move around the continental United States.
And you don't need a green card, it's just the passport. You want to make that clear, a valid
Yes. Let's just give an example. Let's say, for instance, I came from Jamaica to visit, and I'm in New York, and I have relatives in Florida. I'm going to fly to Florida. I have relatives in California. I'm going to fly to California.
But what if they don't have a visa in the passport? Will they be
Well, now if you well, the thing is, you don't need a visa to travel within the United States.
I
Yet
know
it
that.
grants you. Yeah.
Mm.
However, there's people who have visa in their passport that the visa expired, right?
Mhm.
So your passport is still valid. Now, again, I want to touch on another subject. Um, hello? Are
Yeah,
you
we're
hearing me?
hearing.
Yeah, okay.
We're hearing.
Here.
A lot of persons don't understand that within that passport with a visa, you have a United States issue government ID in that passport and that as a pertaining to that visa. So most
Repeat.
time when people
Repeat.
go and ask and said, I need two pieces of valid ID, you do have two valid ID in one book.
All right, tell him again. We like we some of us are slow learners or we listen kind of slow. We do crack jokes over here, Mr. Simpson. So yes, so you're going to have to talk to my community a little slower so we get it. Cause I want to jump over our head like upscotch. All right.
Okay, once again, within your passport,
Yeah.
and you have a valid visa in your passport, that is two form of identity. One is a U.S. government issue ID in the form of your visa. Your
Oh.
passport is what issued by your country, which is still a valid ID to prove who you are.
Oh.
Never know that.
Me never know that either.
Know
So
that.
community, you're learning.
And women
We are learning.
forget another. We never know that. Oh, no,
Yeah,
here,
so if you go to the bank to open an account and they ask for 2 valid ID, that's 2 valid ID.
another passport and that's a 2 ID.
Yes.
Me never know that.
I never know that either. I thought it was just like your passport they use. I didn't know that the visa itself was an actual ID as well.
Yeah,
I
your
didn't know
picture
that.
is on it, your name, your date of birth, everything is on there.
Oh, thanks for that
And
information.
and that
Thanks
is
for
a
that information.
US issued ID.
Mhm. All right. So I want to ask a question as it relates to the travel, because as you rightly said, social media let people panic.
Hmm.
Now you have persons with their green card. They travel, maybe travel to Jamaica and stay for an extended period, maybe say over a year. Now we are hearing that social media again. We are hearing that if they come up immigration, not immigrant, what do you call them again?
Customs?
Those persons at the airport, the
Customs.
Oh,
custom officer, right?
yes.
They are forcing persons, if they overstay their time, to sign a particular form. I don't remember the name of the form, to take away their green card. Is there any truth to this?
Well, to be honest with you, as a green card holder, you're not supposed to be out of the country for more than 6 months.
Okay, then.
As a green card holder, you have a 6 months. So if you decide to live in Jamaica, you make sure that at least once every 6 months you make a trip. That's why persons who have kids that's going to school in Jamaica, you see every time they get break, they'll bring them up to break that cycle. So you're not out the country for more than 6 months.
I got
And
it.
and as a citizen, um, you need to be in the country at least once a year or every 18 months, something like that.
Got you. Got you.
Well, we are learning. We are definitely learning tonight, because I didn't know that. Didn't know
Yes.
all of that. But as I said, social media can be a very cruel place.
Oh, yes.
There are a lot of persons who specifically stated that they will not fly. They rather to drive 20 hours and more just to get to their destination, because they are afraid. And you're saying that they should not be afraid. Once you have a valid passport, you can traverse
Yeah.
freely.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
You
Wow.
can, you know, I wouldn't say just jump and just be careless, but you want to take a trip, you can take a trip.
Within the United
It's
States.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
All
Got
right.
And a lot of people don't understand that Hawaii, US Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, all those places, you can still travel with your passport because it's still within the United States.
Okay. Thank you very much for that information. All right. There are persons who have maybe parole, they have not gotten their green cards, right?
Mhm.
But they want to travel outside of the US, international travel.
Well,
Would you advise it, especially in this dispensation, or you tell them to stay put until they get the green card?
I would say stay put for the moment, but if unless you have a valid
you.
reason for your travel, stay put. If you're just gonna run to Jamaica to a party or a vacation, I would say stay put until you get your actual documents. Because when you re-enter the United States, they will ask you what was the purpose of your travel. You know? Now, if you have say, "Oh, I have a sick mother," or "My grandmother died," or something like that, that's a valid reason. My child was sick, something like that. That's a valid reason. Because the parole just grant you uh, to go back for such emergencies or certain things like that. It's not for you to be jumping all over the place, like you know. Because I've had a client one that decided that, oh, They're going to Jamaica for party. They're going here for this. They're going out for that. And they were denied entry because you're abusing it.
Oh,
Let me. I know I'm not the only one that this word that you both used is sort of throwing me off. I want either of you to explain the parole because I only think is when you do something in a jail, the parole. No, no, no. That's I am. May have some persons like me on the broadcast, so we like to ask. So, as it regards to immigration, and you guys are talking about parole, can
Mhm.
a explain that process or why is it termed parole?
Well, technically, just the way you sum it up is basically you're like somebody that you said was in jail and they're paroled for a period of time to see how they operate in, yes, in
Oh,
society. Yeah. So basically, what you're doing is when you get advanced parole, it gives you the opportunity to move about in and out the country, right? As I said, don't abuse it. However, that's exactly what it is. It's a parole. And if you violate that parole, you will be denied entry back into the United States.
so who are paroled? The
So parole, so I mentioned earlier that once you're in process, you are able to get what they call an advanced parole, which is your travel documents that come with your work authorization card. It will be on there that says eligible for advanced parole.
oh, may
So
have
you'll have it.
time. This is new to me. I really am. I'm telling you, I'm. This is new to me. This portion about the advanced parole really new to me. How long
Yes.
ago did they implement this? How many years?
Oh, this has been going on for, I would say now about 10 years or more.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess people don't talk their business like that, but yeah, I wasn't aware. Am I the only one community that know that the immigration grant persons parole for their documents?
yeah. And let me add to that as well. I just know a little about it. I don't know, you understand, but I think it was in 2023. It before that it was actually 2 years. They normally give a 2 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr.
Okay.
Simpson.
Which one of the parole are you speaking of? You talking the green card parole? Or are you speaking
Yes,
about the, okay, so we're speaking
the
about
green
two
card
different things.
parole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was speaking on is what they call an advanced parole, that while you're waiting on your green card, you can travel in and out of the country. So the parole green card now is they give you a 2 year, um, again, temporary green card, again, to see how you operate in society. So for persons who have that living job and all of that, they'll watch to see what you do in that 2 years. If you're contributing to the United States, you're paying your workings, you're paying your taxes, you're being an upstanding citizen or all of that, and then you can then you can remove your that parole period for a 10-year green card. So you get that 2 year, just to be clear, persons who get that 2 year green card is people who apply that has been married under 2 years. So if you are married under 2 years, you will get a temporary green card. Persons who are married over 2 years, you will get a 10-year green card.
Could
Oh,
you repeat that again for our community? Could you repeat that part again?
Okay. So just to understand that when you get married, let's say you get married and you're filing your paperwork. A lot of people will do it as soon as they get married. You get married and you're approved for a temporary green card because it's under 2 years worth of marriage to a U.S. citizen. Now, if you're married to that U.S. citizen for more than 2 years, before you file, you'll get your 10-year. But I always caution everyone. I said, hey, a lot can happen in 2 years. Get your parole because you don't need your husband or wife to remove your temporary status off that green card. You can be divorced and still file for the petition to remove the conditions.
So it's removing from the person who actually filed for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So yeah, if you're divorced from the person that actually filed for you while you're on that 2-year temporary green card, you do not need that person again. You can actually divorce that person, and you can petition to remove your conditions after the 2 year.
Interesting.
This is good food.
I got my.
Yes.
I got it.
Janet was saying she got it. I guess she got this within the last maybe 15 years, but she did not use it.
Okay.
And traveling persons are saying don't try. There's some Jamaican people not take no check.
No. Listen, once you have a legal status here, the only right that you don't have with a green card is to vote. That's the only privilege that you don't have is the right to vote.
Thanks for that information.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So let me ask a different question now. So I know some persons, when they come, persons will say to them they need to get an ITIN number, the ITIN number. The ITIN number as opposed to the social security number. Could you explain the difference?
Okay, so ITIN number is just a tax ID number. But here's where the double jeopardy of that comes in. If you're here on a B2 visa, it's a temporary visitor. You are not allowed to work in the United States. It's against the law for you to work. So if you get an ITIN number and say, okay, file taxes and working, right? You already put yourself in violation because you are now breaking the law in the United States by working.
Okay. So you have an IT. So how are you gonna file for taxes then if you don't work? I don't think I get that part with the ITIN number.
Again, you're not supposed to be filing for any taxes because you're not supposed to be working.
Oh, okay.
But you can get it if you want to do some banking information.
Yeah, again, if you want to do banking and stuff like that,
you can use it for that.
Yes.
Got it. Got it. And I hope that our community is listening, paying attention. You're not supposed to file. Let me quote you. You're not supposed to file for any tax returns, if you're on ITIN number.
You're on
right?
If you're B2, if you're J1 or H1, yeah, those are different because you're here working legally. You actually get a social security number. So that you can file taxes on. However, you get an ITIN number. Yeah, you can use it for banking, financial stuff, right? Like you want to open a bank account here in the US, that's fine. However, you working and filing for taxes actually put you in jeopardy because it clearly states that you're not allowed
on the document.
Yes, to work in the United States. You know, you're working illegally.
You're telling yourself right there.
All
right. I love how we're giving our community some information. You know, some are listening on the radio, the dial 106.9 right here in New York, Mount Vernon, Bronx, New Rochelle. They're listening to the information. So if you have more information to add to them, please do. And most of them are taking notes because some persons, they're not going to call, but they're taking notes.
Like I said, if persons have questions and they want to reach out to me for a consultation, you can always go onto my website, which is www.lwsmultiservices.com. You can leave a message or you can call us directly. I was incidentally 914-714-3934. And you can reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to assist you.
All right, there is a question. They're coming in with their question now.
Mhm.
If you have a record, can you still get a green card?
Yes, you can. It depends on the severity of the record, though. What you're talking, misdemeanor or a felon? Most felon automatically disqualify you. If you have a felony, most of the time it will disqualify you. Then you'll need an immigration attorney to go with you in your interview.
Oh, so if you
But
have
if
a
you
felony, if whatever crime is deemed as a felony,
even some misdemeanor, it depends on the class of the misdemeanor, can still disqualify you. So this is where you need an immigration attorney that can go and argue that for you.
Okay.
Mhm.
okay, give me the telephone number again so I can put it in the chat.
914-714-3934.
3
3934.
got you. All right, and it's Mr. Simpson.
You know what? That is. Hold on, let me give you the direct office number as well.
Are you on White Plains Road?
Huh?
Are you in the Bronx?
I'm in Georgia.
Okay, all right.
Okay, hold on a second. So the office number, you can take that one down because you could call that. Sorry, I gave you the wrong number. I give you my. Take down my. So the office number is 470. It's been a long day. Sorry.
470
531 8011.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll remove that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
So persons can actually reach out to Mr. Simpson on this number, and not because he operates in Georgia, he can reach anywhere in the US to
This
give
is
his
true.
assistance and give
I
his
help.
service.
Yes, I help within the continental United States. I'm available.
right. Hello, Mother Shirley. She was saying this is one of our Queen Mothers. She said this is really good. Thank you very much, sir,
You're
for the
welcome.
information.
Hold on
No,
1 second, please. I need to plug in my computer. 1 second, please.
all right, go ahead.
Okay.
We'll take it from there.
Well, I tell you, I really like this kind of discussion. It's quite informative. But we keep it positive over this side. Whatever is really trending, we touch on those topics, and we are glad that we can get somebody to inform you of what is happening and who knows the facts, because we are just going off speculations and our own opinions.
Yes, and what we saw in social media.
Yes.
So, Mama Shirley said, if you are 73 and travel as a citizen, is that a problem?
Sorry, repeat that for me.
Well, she is 73 years old.
Uh-huh.
She said she's concerned that if she travel as a citizen, if it's going to be an issue for her to travel.
Is she a citizen?
Yeah.
Well, then there's not a problem. What is the problem?
Yeah, so there's no problem, Mother Shirley. You can travel if you want to travel. I think you travel to Jamaica mainly, but go. They're not going to bother you, man. All you have to do a crack a joke with the immigration officer. Them love laughing,
Okay. And also, one footnote on traveling as well. I know persons have their Jamaican passport. If you're leaving the United States and you're a citizen, you need to leave with your United States passport. You can land in Jamaica and your Jamaican passport. However, when leaving the United States and re-entering the United States, you need to leave on your US passport and re-enter on your US passport. Very important.
Okay, sir.
That is good. Because I'm thinking in order, so persons would use their Jamaican passport because when you're checking in on the flight, they ask you for all of that information.
Yes.
So if you are a US citizen, right? Because I'm
Yes.
thinking when you're leaving here, they don't stamp your passport leaving. It's only when you get to Jamaica.
Yes. However, when you get to the airport, your passport information is entered into the flight data system, which the United States government know that you're no longer in the country as a citizen.
Mm.
So when you get your passport at the airport and they run it through that little card reader scanner, yes.
When you go through the immigration, right? There's one of the security line and those people.
No. When you're checking in at the counter, that's why when you get to the airport and any international flight, you have to check in with your passport.
You have to
So
put your
once you
passport under there.
Yes. So once you check in with your passport, it automatically reads, system know that you're no longer you're leaving the United States.
Oh,
Someone, I told you my community, them kind of, I want you to repeat the good information. Them is one got really and truly.
Yeah.
Them want more. So she said to repeat that because a lot of people travel with 2 passports.
It is fine to travel with 2 passports, as I said. However, if you have a Jamaican passport, you can land if you're not even from Jamaica, whatever country you're from, and you have your passport from there, it's okay to land in your country with your passport. However, if you're a citizen of the United States, you cannot leave the United States with your country's passport. You have to leave the United States with a United States passport. And you got to re-enter the United States with a United States passport once you're a citizen.
that is noted.
Why, Lord of mercy. That is some good information. Because I know people like, man, I travel with it. Me I go Jamaica, me I use my Jamaican passport, my Jamaican
Yes.
license, my Jamaican days.
Yeah, when you land in Jamaica, it's fine. You can use your Jamaican passport to land in Jamaica. When you get there, go to immigration, you can take out your Jamaican passport. They'll say, welcome home. However, when you're checking into your flight here in the United States, you have to check in with your United States passport. And when leaving Jamaica, you also got to check in back with your United States passport when you leave in Jamaica.
Got
Yeah.
another question, a good question. This one. If you are married and your wife refused to sign the paper, what should you do?
Divorce her.
Cut and run.
Honestly, because you've been held, now you're in a situation where you're being held hostage. And no love is worth being held hostage for like that. Because if somebody really loves you and want to help you, they will seek the best path for you.
Oh, so isn't this the same thing that they say if your spouse abuse you, whether mentally, verbally, whateverly, you can apply for VAWA?
You can, but you got to remember too, if you didn't put in any paperwork, VAWA is hard now. If your paperwork is in, and during that time you're being abused and you're not comfortable, guess what? You can do VAWA. However, VAWA, you have to prove a lot of things with VAWA. Wife refusing not to sign a paperwork there might be mental abuse, but you can't prove that that's an abuse,
Okay, I got you.
Got you. And feel
So,
free to add anything, Rosie. Go ahead, while I manipulate this thing back here.
yes. So, I heard what you said, divorce the person, full stop.
Yeah.
There are reasons, and this is why I say again, social media It's one big mess sometimes, because there was something going around with some executive order that the president, they say that the president, not, I didn't hear that, that you can't divorce. Is there any truth to this, or is he saying that you cannot again get half of the person's thing if you're married?
I don't think that had anything to do with immigration. That probably was just his personal agenda with that. Im-
Okay,
um,
okay.
Listen, no one cannot tell you um, who to stay married to or who to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can be as the lady said, she's 73. She can marry a 30-year-old guy,
Okay.
you
No,
know.
the it's not strained from the immigration thing, because that is one of the problems. So a lot of persons were kind of confused. So if I get married and I file, will I be granted, because they're saying that, oh, I can't divorce. So that's why I really asked the question, you
No,
know?
that's what I addressed in the beginning to say, if you file and when especially you get your 2-year green card, you can divorce that person within that time. If you file and during that marriage you're being abused, you can still get a divorce, and yes, you can still file for vow at that
Okay.
point. Okay.
Okay.
I'm from
Thank you.
Canada and I have a Jamaican passport. I always travel on my Canadian passport. Yeah, that's fine. You are you living in Canada now, or are you living in the US?
God, Godchild, she said, I am from Canada and I have a Jamaican passport, but I always travel on my Canadian passport. So the
Yeah.
question, Godchild, is are you living in Jamaica or the US? Where are you living now? So you can answer that in a minute. But this question that Mother Shirley asked, she said, I would never take that chance because immigration asked me if I am a dual citizen. And I said, not yet. And he was so mad with me. He said, I could change you right now. He said, do you understand? I said, yes, sir. Wow. So
You
the
could
dual
to
citizenship,
charge you. So okay, the United States do not recognize dual citizenship with Jamaica. However, Jamaica is, if it's Jamaica we're talking about, is the land of your birth, and you are entitled to have Jamaican ID in case you go back to Jamaica to do business or anything like that. Dual citizenship is not recognized with Jamaica and the United States. There are some country that dual citizenship is recognized, and it would be in your passport to say citizen of here and citizen of there. So therefore, you can always still travel with your Jamaican passport. Again, you just cannot use it to leave the United States, and you cannot
Mhm.
use it to re-enter the United States once you're a citizen of the United States.
wow. All right. That was huge.
Yeah.
Um, here is another question. And I don't know much time you have. Just give us the time so that, she says
I can give it 5 more minutes. Yeah.
5 more minutes, guys, 5 more minutes. You have 2-year green card and you travel when entering back in the country. What do you show? The green card or your ID?
If you leave the United States with your green card, you again, so when you become a citizen, you traded in your green card for your US passport. So that's why you no longer have a green card. Okay. When you enter back into the United States, you need to provide your green card to show your validity for being in the United States. So it's just like, so when you become a citizen, you no longer have a green card, you'll have a US passport. That's why they take your green card from you when you go in for your citizenship.
Certificate.
Yes.
Mm. We have another question. I know you have 5 minutes, so I'm not
Mhm.
sure if you'd be able to answer this one.
Uh-huh.
If I can read it because I sort of understand their language. If you are married and your wife went to marry someone else in another country. She's married to two people. You as the first husband, and you should do go and get the green card. Oh Lord of mercy. This sound like a dear pastor to me. So
Well, that is that is very simple. The United States don't recognize polygamy.
polygamy.
However, is that African? But just so you know, it is not. If you know, it is not. If you were married to the person first, that's the marriage that's recognized, not the second one.
So you and then
Okay.
you the first husband, what should you do? Oh, so she go back to the first husband now to get her green card. Now would you me not do it because you get your green card for then divorce me and go to the second husband?
Wow,
That's
that is
crazy.
once again divorce.
Divorce. And the young lady said she is living in Canada, that
Okay.
Canada situation.
So Canada, when
Wow.
you leave Canada with your Canadian passport, if you have a Jamaican passport, you can always land in Jamaica with your Jamaican passport.
The
Yeah,
same thing applies.
yeah, yes, same thing.
Right.
You're allowed to land in your country with your passport. It's fine.
Okay. Well, Mr. Simpson, I can't thank you enough for such a short notice. You have come and you represented well on this platform. I'm sure the Positive family are well appreciative of you being here and shedding some light on some uncertainties and some of the questions that were asked, from a person who is well learned and in the field. No, ladies and gentlemen, you can reach out to him. The information is on the screen. His number is there, the office number. And not only does he do immigration consultation, he also prepares taxes. So you can reach out to him. Make sure you call. Yes. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir, Mr.
our
Simpson.
staff is well versed in tax prepare from whatever business, personal, whatever. We take care of it all.
Yes.
So once again, thank you for having me on tonight. It was a pleasure. Um, for thinking of me. I really appreciate it. And ladies, community, you have a great and wonderful weekend.
Thank you
Okay.
very
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
much.
Much love,
Thank you.
much appreciation.
If you have
All
any
right.
God bless you.
add to the community, feel free to just contact one of us and we'll try and share it as well. So thank you very
Okay.
much, Simpson.
That's fine. Thank you so much.
Great.
Bless.
Wow.
Wow, yeah. We are following from wow.
My stars. Them took my stars, Janet. No wonder I wasn't seeing any stars. I want me do. The boy them can't bother me, sir. All
I
right.
tell
Yeah,
you.
Rosie.
That was useful information. Useful information. Wait, we stop?
Right. There is a deadline May 1 to get an ID card.
Yes.
What is the ID card for? Oh, that was a good question.
I think it's the one that's I forgot the name of it. Real ID. Real ID. They call it Real ID. I think it has a star on it. I don't know why they're asking for that special ID card,
Someone is
but
calling. Let me take the call. Yeah.
yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Auntie Dana and
Hello, honey.
Auntie Rosie. This is Anna. Okay. I wanted to ask him a question, but he closed off before I get the chance. So, come May 1, there's an ID card that you have to get. May 1 is the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
This ID card, you can use it to travel within, I think, the United States. But if we are going into certain business place, you have to have the ID card. If you are a citizen, the ID card has the flag at one end. And if you are a green card holder, it has the stars not the flag, the stars,
Yes.
because it's different. I just wanted to find out if I'm going to Jamaica, if I have to have that card. That's what I wanted to ask him. But it's
Okay.
what, yeah, yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you. I can provide you. Keep listening, Donna. Keep listening. Because I'm on the government website as what is the real ID? Rosie, you want to answer that?
Well, the one that she's referring to is the real ID. It's an updated ID to travel within the United States and conduct certain business.
Mhm.
But she was just mentioning that traveling outside of the United States, I personally think if you're not using your green card, use your passport. That's what that's my opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna read. I think I have some information for them. Um, so how do I get a real ID? Oh, how do you get it is you visit your state driver's license, so it's at the DMV, that's where you would get it. When I need to travel, how do I travel domestically? So let's answer that one. Beginning May 7th, 2005, every state and territory resident will need to present a real ID compliant license or another acceptable form of identification for accessing federal facilities, entering new. Okay, so you need that ID to get into those places. The card itself must be real ID, guys. Um, Google it. I tell you, Google is Jesus's assistant. It gives you almost now. All right. Yes. Passport and whatever. I can answer questions on that because I'm actually on the website. She wanted to know if she's traveling international, right? If she's going out of the country. Is that a question, Donna? Rosie, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm there. Yeah, but I was answering before. I think you use your green card. I don't know if they use the real ID, but I know domestically you use your real ID.
Oh.
But as Mr. Simpson said, if you're leaving out of the country, use your passport, your US passport. That's if you're a citizen, or you use your green card.
So the real ID, I'm telling you,
Mhm.
I'm glad I'm having this show because it's like I'm in a class. Because if it's not my focus, I wouldn't have this information. So
Mhm.
who is it for? Every citizen or certain
Yes, everyone. That's why they're enforcing it.
a real ID?
Yeah. So maybe you don't even notice on your driver's license, I think that one has a star. It has a star on it at the top of it, the right hand corner or something like that.
I'm
If my memory serves me right.
I'm grabbing my ID right now. No,
So if you don't have your real ID, you need to go and get one, get it updated.
what kind of something this them I give hard work them I give people in this country though, some man. And life's so hard already.
Yes, it is. But it is what it is.
Oh, I know, but so every sentence night, I did not know this, Rosie.
Yes. They have it at every airport. They have it. Get your real ID by X time.
Really?
Yeah.
Me never see it. I'm a travel regular.
Very regular.
Very regular.
Yeah,
Never
Miss Oliver.
me say no. Honestly, I'm gonna keep that up there because I need to take care of that. She said
Yes.
Donna said it has been issued from last year.
Yeah. And it's at every airport. They have a little notification somewhere. Yeah.
All right. Both Jamaica and inside. Somebody she's asking both Jamaica and inside. Mother Shirley, they're having the question. The question, keep the questions coming, guys. If not for you, for someone else. If you're a citizen and traveling, probably I don't need that ID or passport.
Mm. Listen, domestic travel is totally different from international travel. You have to understand that. And so that's why Mr. Simpson was saying, if you're leaving the country, it's always good and well. If you're going back to your home country, you can use your home country passport to go. But when you're coming back, I tell you, there are things that they are enforcing that wasn't being enforced before. It's not like it wasn't on the books, or you understand me, but it wasn't being enforced, and they're not as rigorous back then as now. So they are saying, yeah, there are a lot of things going on. And that is why a lot of people, the parole that he's talking about, I'm telling you, in 2023, they upgraded it to a 5-year parole. Like when you get your work permit and your travel documents, it was 2 years they gave you, 2 years. And they upgraded it to 5 in 2023.
Got a
So,
call in.
yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome to Let's Talk.
Yeah, Auntie Donna, Auntie Rosie. Okay. There's a new thing now in traveling. I don't know if it's like you're going around the world, but I know going to Jamaica. There is a form now. You have to fill it out online before
Yes.
you depart at the airport. Once you reach to the customer service where they take your passport and all that, they're looking directly for the form on your phone.
Yes.
And if that you don't do it, you have to go one side and do it, and that's gonna take up some time. So once you ready to travel, just fill out the form, Google it, and I don't remember what it is, C form, C5, like that. But I had also do it the other day when I was going. And they make sure as you go, they ask you, and they look at your phone, and if they say it's fine, they check you through. So please,
Yes.
and can you find out for me if I have to make an appointment to go to the DMV, or I can just walk in to get that state ID card? Please, thank you.
Okay, okay. So it's a C5 card. So if you are traveling to Jamaica, I think it's Jamaica. I think it's everywhere, it's a C5 form. It's an extension to the immigration, giving them
Mhm.
detail on you. So the form is that you fill out at the airport is called a C5. If you have a driver's license, do you if you have a driver's license, that is your ID. What they're saying, Natalie, it's not your ID. Your driver's license is not the real ID. So does it mean that we're walking with another piece of ID, Rosie?
I think they replace it. I think that's what they do, replace it. Yes, because when I think I don't know if I can get my ID and show you. There's a star. That's what I use on market to know that is the real ID. There's a star. So if you don't have it on yours, you need to go to the DDS or DMV in your zone and check that out. As the person was asking about the appointment, most times you have to make an appointment. Some places you can just walk in, and if they can facilitate you, they facilitate you. You understand? But it won't do any harm if you make an appointment. They move very quickly.
They move it. Okay. All right. So I'm sure, Rosie, you have so much more information on this than myself. And I'm telling you, thank you. Thank you for doing your research and getting all of this information, because look how much of us didn't know this. She said, Natalie said from last year they announced it. Oh, that was in regards to the updated ID.
ID, right.
Okay. All right. Me not hear nobody in my circle talk about that. My gosh. No, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Anything else, Rosie?
Not really. You're gonna play the clips and
Okay. Yeah, let me see. Natalie is saying, I just went to there and you have to make an appointment now. Everything changed and you cannot go there and sit down. You have to be like, give it 15 minutes to your appointment, no longer than that. I went early and I had to wait outside until it's close time. Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, that's why I said it won't do any harm to make the appointment. Most DDS or DMVs, they have their appointment scheduled so they know who is coming so that they don't over exhaust themselves. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. You understand? Because one on a particular day you may have 5 persons. If they don't have those kind of rules and regulations, and then on another day you have 500. Who wants to deal with 500 people one day at the same time? So I think it's just a way to regulate. So make the appointment and go do what you have to do.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. Keep talking, Rosie, while I get the clips ready for some.
Okay, yeah. So we are going to hear from some persons, immigration attorneys, just little clips on different types of immigration situations. I think one there to do with children. Some persons not sure whether the child is over 21, under 21, who can file for who, stuff like these. So we will just listen to a few learned persons who are in the field, and to give us their advice. Yes,
Oh,
because we do need it. A lot of us, we speculate and we hear from what some people say. Some are not true. Social media is another thing. So we seem like we are ready. So these are attorneys, actual attorneys.
okay. So let's go.
Not hearing anything. Not hearing.
All right, Rosie. The reason why you're not hearing is because of the you will be muted because it's sound. But let me ask
I
you.
don't know if the community is hearing. I know I can't get it, but if the community is hearing, it's fine.
No, they're not. She said they're not, but I can hear it in the studio. Um, there's always several ways to skin a cat. If you don't see the video, I'm sure we can play it someplace.
Yes.
I'm sure we can play it someplace. There's always several ways to get things.
Right. So, let me go and talk and go on
Go ahead.
speaking until you get the thing sorted out. As I said, in this time of uncertainty, a lot of us, we have faith in our God. There are others who may not believe in God, but they believe in trust the process. You understand? So whatever it is, you just have to be optimistic. If you send in something, just pray that or hope that it will work in your favor. Ensure that you submit all the relevant documents, because the moment that you leave something out, that is going to delay the process. All right. So if you're and remember, one of the things that they're doing nowadays, especially marriage based, they say you must submit your medical within the same period of time, along with the other documents. You must. Before it was so, but now they're asking for it. And Mr. Simpson mentioned as well that the I-485 forms has been updated. You have to ensure that um, you have the correct versions of the forms, because they will definitely send it back. All right. So just be strong, be optimistic. For those who have stuff in, for those who don't, you have to find ways and means of getting it done by
Yeah,
whatever means.
almost there. Almost there.
Yes, she's almost there. And just continue to pray for, each and every one of us. Some get through before some, so you have to understand the process. Every case is different. So you can't say, well, because Auntie Donna one went through me and oh, mine takes so long. Everybody's case is different. So you have to weigh each case on its own merit. Yes. So just be strong. I know it's rough. It's a rough ride, but we just have to be strong and be optimistic and pray. That's all we have to do in this season,
Amen.
in this dispensation. Definitely. So we're waiting to hear the voice notes from some of these attorneys. If you fall in such category, maybe get a little heads up from what they are saying.
Most of what you send to me are TikTok, and I think that is where they're from TikTok. So my system is not grabbing it. And then it's not coming up on my phone.
Oh,
It's not coming up on my phone. But I mean, it is what it is. The challenge is actually real. So I'm not able to get you the information. But if any of you here want to call in, please feel free to do so and share your experience.
mhm.
If I can get out of this. Let me see if I can definitely get out of this because it's not giving us what we want.
Yeah.
It's not
But we're happy that we could actually come on and, share this information with you. I'm sure you were informed some of the things that you knew, some you may not have known, and we are happy that on Positive Radio
Yeah, I
you
just
heard.
praises to God towards an incident pertaining to immigration with a friend of mine.
right.
Okay, I have this very dear friend. We all live on the same street back home. We were when I came up, she took care of my husband, my kids. She was like a mother to my family. Got a visa and she came up, and she her husband died. 35 years together, she got a chance. She came up and she did the hour. Her husband died, and I know she could not go to the funeral. And girl, I tell you, one day I was thinking about it. I said, if my husband died, we've been together so long, the kids and everything, I'd like to be at his funeral. And she just came before me and I started praying and I said, "Do Lord, I'm asking you, set my friend free that she can get her papers and go down to her husband's funeral." And I keep praying. I didn't stop because I trust God and I prove God. So I know she was praying also too, because she went ahead and bought her just for the funeral and everything. But I'm only saying, I'm just showing you, oh, God is a good God. So one day I got up to pray and she came right before me. And she texted me and said, "I am dear and I got you." Believe you me, I didn't bother ask her what the get you was because I knew and I started crying. I was happy for her. I said, call me now, please. So after she left the immigration, she called me and she said, "Donna, I am gonna go." I said, "Yes, to God be the glory, great things he has done. And I'm happy for you, my friend, because
Wow.
I know how much you want to be there." So I said to her, cry. If you want to cry, cry. But cry with joy because you're going to put down your husband for the last time.
Yes.
So I just want to say to God be the glory. Great, great, great things he has done. He's a miracle working God. And even I just did surgery 3 days ago. I'm home. I'm in pain, but I'm recuperating. I trust God to know that my healing is gonna be soon and very soon. Thank you, Lord. Thank you,
God
Jesus,
bless you. I was
for us
thinking about
believing
you
in.
too. Yes.
Yeah, but you haven't called me, and I'm very
You're
upset with
upset?
you right now.
I know
Yes, I am.
somebody else upset with me. So me will take it. Yes, me will take it. But yes, me call you. Nobody beat me up on ear, man.
All right. But again, there's nothing that you want, and God sees fit
Yes.
that He won't give it to you because as a step of the finger, my friend got you. So thank God they gave her a paper to go through the immigration. I was worried about that too. So I said, as the reach called me, as the board the plane called me, and she did. And she said, Donna, I am fine. Everything went well. Thank you, Jesus. My friend, after the funeral will be Sunday, the night, Saturday. I wish I was there, but I can't. But, again, to God be the
The
glory.
glory.
Just God I live.
Amen. Amen. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I love
Yes, indeed.
and be happy for somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, she was happy for someone.
That is so so true, and it's at a place where, it is just sad to see. As I said, social media. I can't stop talking about social media. Sometimes I see some stuff out there, like persons rejoicing as if, they want to see you come back home. They don't understand the struggles that you face here mentally. You understand what I'm saying? So what is it if I come home? You're gonna benefit,
I know
you
some
know?
so Rosie.
I'm like, I don't know. No, it's like you're just not happy for anybody to see somebody get a right now, to be honest with you, there are a lot of persons who maybe even need a visa and them can't get it and then just badmouth other people because they don't get it. It's sad. That's why people when they go into embassy, they don't tell anybody. It's
And
true.
I don't understand that kind of evil because envy
Yeah.
talking about it. It's not jealous, them jealous, they're just envious, that things may happen for you or don't happen for you. But that's the kind of spirit that me can't me not know Rosie. Me say
Yeah.
anybody. I
You
won't
know,
celebrate for anyone. Go ahead, Rosie.
I just really love to see people succeed, one more hurdle cross. And as I said, even with the same immigration stuff, persons will get through before you, or you get through before persons, because every case is on its own merit. And then you don't even know whose hands your papers will be in. All the immigration officers, um they are different, they have different mindsets, they have different timings, and then you have God's timing.
Yeah.
Sometimes God not ready for your time yet. It's
Just
not your time yet, so
breathe,
that's true. You understand?
breathe.
So yeah, it's true. So you have to just stay the course, be focused, and trust the process and trust God.
Uh,
That's all I have to say.
and Mother Shirley, she will have to come into this. Mother Shirley, why you not behave yourself over New Jersey? Mother Shirley, why don't you behave yourself over New Year? I hear she has said, did I hear the immigration said he could marry a 30-year-old man if you 75 immigration call that
A gold digger.
digger. They eventually have a problem with that.
Yeah,
That
but they can't tell you who to love.
they can't
What if you try older men all the time or an older woman all the time and it don't work? So you decide to try a young stud. I'm just saying. Yeah.
listen, guys, remember the telephone number for Mr. Simpson. If you have any questions, please feel free to give Mr. Simpson a call. Let me see if I have it. His telephone number is his area code is 470-531-8011. Once again, Mr. Simpson number where you can call him if you want your taxes done, if you haven't done it already. Um, if you want your taxes done, if you have immigration question, he's a consultant. And bear in mind that when you call Mr. Simpson, it's his business, yeah? Because some people will just say, call and ask a question. Usually with these businesses, it's a service that they're offering. And some
Consulting.
there are costs attached to some of these services. So bear in mind. So once again, his number is on the screen and feel free to call him and get as much information as possible. Right? And Godchild said she did share the broadcast with some relatives in the US. She lives in Canada. God bless you, Godchild Johnson. Thank you very much. Um, so thank you for sharing it. We will promise to always elevate our content and get as much information for you. And as it regards to Donna and I don't call, I had somebody who did the surgery that Donna is mentioned. She opened the door, and I asked the daughter, "Did your mom do the surgery already?" And she said, 573. Let's get this call. No, wait there. Good afternoon, Mama.
Greetings and tranquilizer.
I know this was going to happen. What a way to end the program. I love it. Go ahead, Mother Shirley. Go ahead.
I have so much different issues, experience on these immigration.
Really?
No, I went to the custom and the young boy said, "Give me a piece of pencil and a paper." He said, "Write what you have in your bag." I write panties, pad, slips, and skirt, blouse, and hand in the paper. And he look at me and say, "Lady, go on, where they go?" Go on, where they go? I said, "Sorry, but you asked me to." Lady, me say, "Go on, where they go, Go on, where they go." But it's exactly what in the suitcase I wrote.
Yeah.
But actually, we are doing part.
No, that was
When part time did necessary.
Yes.
Oh,
I was carrying it for somebody, maybe.
Okay, got.
So I was rude to do that or what?
No, man, you never rude for do that. You were
No, that's what they asked.
you're a good Christian woman, of course. Go ahead, Mother. Go ahead.
So I went to the airport recently, and this little man can't even hear what in English is like. And he said, "Oh, you are doing, Miss Nesbitt?" I said, "Not yet, sir." He said, "What you mean when you say yet, not yet, ma'am?" I said, "I'm just joking. You don't lie to the federal government like that. I can charge you $5,000 now or 10 days. Do you understand?" I said, "Yes, sir." Loud from the speaker, one little cool Indian man.
Really?
In with a like a
Hamana.
I said, "My God Almighty, you make flower do, you make weary. And the man was so loud on the speaker. He said, "Yes, sir." And I said, "Wow, what a man, can't even run a joke instead of a lie."
Wow.
I went to the bank and the lady said to the bank, "Your country, United States, they're planning to do one. They say you cannot have two pensions. So they are trying. I shouldn't even tell you this, but they're trying so hard to make sure you don't get two pensions.
Oh.
Not me in particular, but generally speaking."
We need to have a show about that maybe at some point. I know. But yeah, well, thank you, Mother Shirley, for giving us your insight and your experience as it regards to immigration.
Yes.
All right. God bless
Love
you,
guys.
Mother. I love
Bye.
you too. Bye-bye. Yes.
All right. So, Auntie Donna, I heard what Mommy Shirley said. It can be so nerve-wracking when you come to these customs at immigration, like you're coming from your country, not domestic. Domestic, you're free to go. But say, for example, you're coming in from Jamaica or any other country, and you go to those customs officer. Do you ever get nervous at any point in time that when they're questioning you? I'm not talking if you're coming in as a citizen, no. You're visiting and they ask you who you plan to stay with, what's their address, and stuff like that. When the immigration officers ask you these questions, anybody ever get nervous with them asking you the question? Are you walking up to the counter?
Honestly, we're never nervous. We're never nervous. I mean, and I'm thinking back, way back, but I've never been nervous. And I know I came through one challenging situation where I should have been nervous. And I wasn't nervous, I don't know. But some others, persons here feel that way. Once you see people in a uniform, you get nervous.
Yes. Even though you know you don't have anything
Thing or
illegal or stuff. But I can tell you, there was one instance back in I think 2007. I was coming up here. So I told my cousin wanted jerk pork because she loved jerk pork. So good girl bought her 2 pounds of jerk pork and wrapped them in 1 pound parcels. And I was coming up, reached to the immigration, the custom officer, and they asked me what's in my bag. And I said, well, some fish, very proud, some escovitch fish, jerk pork. They said, jerk pork? And would you believe you me? The woman take away my pork?
no, Sir Rosie, but it did cook.
Yes.
The whole them fi take away your pork.
That my face so she eat it.
She did well on that jerk pork there.
My 2 pounds of pork just gone. I feel like I could cry.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And then, there are other persons, they really interrogate them very, very much.
I saw it.
They took me in a room one time. Listen to this episode.
Yeah.
So I not even remember about it. So my hobby, was living here. I was living in Jamaica, but I'm coming up. So I'm saying I long to eat some real good cold food because I love cold food and I cook my cold food good. So I packaged my cold food. I cooked it and packaged it. I don't know, they run the bag through the scanner. I don't know if it's the bone they see or what, but they pulled me out of the line and took me into this room. And they questioned me. They interrogated me. I was a bit nervous, even though I knew I didn't have anything illegal. But I just thought it was in violation of me. But then I have to answer because it is their country and I am just visiting. But trust me, it is very nerve-wracking at times. You understand me? They want to see my phone. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Be careful what you have in your phone. Because they draw from my phone. When I told them where I was going, because I was to meet him in Florida. So I was actually going by my friend in Florida as well. So my friend told me that she likes the round red cheese tricks. I don't know the balls, but they're red. And we had that conversation on the phone. So that in text message. So I showed him. I said, yes, this is my friend. We're texting and so on. And he was just going through my phone. So you have to be very careful what you have in a phone because it can be used against you. Let me tell you that from now. And it was the cold foot they saw. So they questioned me about it. I said, yeah, I cooked it and I'm taking it for my person, and they have me sitting there and they said, wait a bit. And they walk here and they go to this one. It can be nerve-wracking. I'm telling you.
Them never
Yep.
take away your whole foot though.
No, they never take away the cold foot.
Why that one,
They never took that away. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
they will take you away for simple things. And then, what makes it worse? When you're in that long line, when the plane comes in and you're queued in the line, and everybody see them just take out you alone. Yeah, I must see drugs, I must see something, and it could be nothing.
Nothing.
They just have something. Yeah, it's true because people's mind will run everywhere.
That is
You understand? Because they are not in the know. But I'm telling you, they will take you out for simple things. One of my friend, they actually denied him his visa when he went back this year because when he came at one point, they asked him, Why is he traveling so often? These are some of the questions that you will have to answer if you're not careful. You have to watch your travel pattern as a B1, B2 person and what you do here because they are monitoring. And oh, I'm so happy that I even touched this.
Yeah.
They are monitoring your social media angle. They monitor because they told him at the interview that they see where he comes to America and doing shows and he does not have an entertainment visa.
Wow.
So you have to be very careful. But the funny thing, I used to do it not knowing that I was putting myself at risk as well. You understand? Because we're supposed to, once you come into sing, do acting, whatever, in the entertainment field, you're supposed to have an entertainment visa that specifies that you do this.
To work, right?
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people take it for granted and they do it not knowing that they are putting themselves at risk. And that's what they drew on him, and they did not renew his visa.
So I know several people that happens to. But
Yeah.
as it regards to Mother Shirley, she said she was stopped at the immigration and she peed herself. She said, I peed myself once because I don't know what they were going to ask me when I see how they deal with other persons. Exactly what you're saying. That
Mhm.
when people get freed because them say somebody I get pulled out, you know. And thank God Donna had her brown envelope. Big up to the brown envelope people. Big up the brown envelope people. They're gonna come through just like that. Not all of us are fortunate, and the comments are coming in. You see them that like me, you know, Rosie.
We Natalie, Natalie, message here.
It's when she was coming back from Jamaica, the dog smelled my beef patty. Stop me. Look for my beef patty. He said my beef patty body smell good. And I have a right now. She have one right now. So glad he gave me all of mine. So them give her.
Listen, it can be really nerve-wracking. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Now, can you imagine you stand up in the line? And
Mhm.
let me tell you, these dogs are trained, you know. These dogs are trained. And you see the dog come sit down at your feet,
Yeah.
and you know you don't have anything, you know.
Yes.
But you see the dog looking at you in a particular way. Everybody knows start turn and look at you, you know, like say you're guilty as something.
Yeah, hope him not come at me, you know. Me no want no hey dog.
Yeah,
What am I saying?
yeah. Listen, it's just crazy coming through
Yeah.
immigration.
What she said, I just found out no, every time I travel, they put me in a random search. Mother Shirley, Lord of mercy. And Godchild said, if they see something that wasn't declared, they would do that. And let's read the final comment before we go. Them intoxicated me for intoxicated me for 5 mango. The head one say either 6 months in jail or 500 US dollars. So I said jail because I don't have the US. I spend it in Jamaica. Them in them lock you up? They lock you
What?
up for having the mangoes? Is that what she said intoxicated, but I don't know if it's incarcerate her for 5 mango. The Ed one said 6 months in jail or 500 US. So I said jail because I spent
Wow.
money. Really? Is that a true story? Really?
And that's what I'm saying to you. It all depends who you go to because some are nice, some seem like they sleep on the wrong side the night before and then come to work. Some of them have personal problems dealing with man problem, woman problem, all kind of problem. You understand? So they come to work with it. So it depends on who you go to.
Yes, yes. All right. Well, them let her go. She said them let her go. Okay. Because I am like, really? That would have been a great story to share. All right, Rosie, we could wrap it up now. I'd leave
Yes.
it up to you to wrap it up for our community, and we will be back whenever they want us. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it's indeed a pleasure being here tonight, sharing in this fashion, myself and Auntie D. And Mr. Simpson, we're so happy that we had him here tonight, outlining some of the stuff, some of the things that we're seeing out there to clarify, from a learned person. It was indeed a pleasure. I'm sure you learned something as well. Share with your friends, share with your families. You may never know who you're helping, and never feel afraid to share your story, because it's by your testimony sometimes that you help others. Persons I know might not be brave enough to talk about their journey, whether it's on immigration or some other topic. But trust me, you may never know who you're helping. So continue to be with us, continue to support Positive Radio. Remember to share the broadcast.
Everybody. Share my share we go on with myself a Thursday night, But a lot of
Yes,
people come. So no share the broadcast so a lot of persons know that where we are and what we're doing.
yes. And thanks again. God bless you.
Amen. God bless you, Rosie. And of course, sister, we continue to serve. May God continue to be with you until we meet again.
All right, my dear. Bless you.
Amen.
Peace out.
Bless you, Rosie.
And not
of
to
course,
create
we continue to serve
jealousy,
with you until we meet again.
put you
All right, my
nowhere.
dear. Bless you. Peace out.
Hoping you won't, and not to create.
I think I know where that is coming from. I think I know where that sound is coming from. It's coming from right there. So there we go.
Elevate yourself.
All right, guys. God bless you. This is where we end. The star come back, Janet. Me get 100 star. Janet, big up yourself. Listen, guys, I can't tell you. Oh, I will. I can't tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of you for the time we spend together. It is important to me, and I do hope that it is just as important to you that we value each other time. We value each other the relationship that we have. I do not take this space for granted. I want to thank you. I want you to have a great weekend and go out there and create good memory with everyone that you meet. If you're in New York and you want to hang out this Saturday night, I will be at the where is it? Let's get it up there. Myself, yes. This Saturday night, I'm going to be at 4046 White Plains Road in New York for a night of triumphant glory. Minister Benz, Brother George, Patrick, was it Barrington Reed, Andre Revelation, Diamond, Psalmist, they're going to be in the house. We are gathering to show support to Reverend Suzette Thomas. So if you're in New York and you want to support, please come out and support. All right, guys, until we meet again, I'll be talking to you behind the scene. Until we meet again, just know that Auntie Donna love you not just like that. God bless you, everyone, and we will see you on Monday.
Father, give thanks for life.
MC, yours truly, the ambassador.